A health report today, inside the numbers. A woman is going viral today. Her name is Savannah because she went on to TikTok to address the fact that her drumsticks ice cream bar, you're familiar with the drumstick, the ice cream, took 22 hours to melt.
What's on a drumstick?
What is it? It's covered, it's like a cone and then covered with chocolate shell on the top?
Yeah, it's like a vanilla cone with a chocolate shell and then nuts on top.
Correct. With a stick.
With a stick. On a waffle cone, yes.
Drumsticks, she says, do not melt. She set hers out and did like a time-lapse thing on TikTok, and it took them 22 hours to melt. And she had one, and so people are going crazy. And now
they think it's not ice cream?
Well, other people are doing it too and saying, what kind of chemicals am I putting in my kids' bodies if this ice cream doesn't melt for 22 hours?
I think what people need to look at is it says it right there on the box a lot of times. We call them ice cream cones. Ice cream sandwiches. What they say on the box is frozen dessert.
Frozen treat.
Yeah. That's it.
Little frozen treat.
So it never says like this is pure ice cream. It says frozen frozen dessert for you.
Well,
it sounds like it's almost alive.
Yeah.
You can't kill a drumstick.
Right. Well, one woman, she did the test and said, oh my God, look at this. It's taken 22 hours. The thing's not melted.
I'm like literally shaking thinking about the possibility of this.
It's true. It's true.
She speaks for all of us.
Yes.
So,
except Biggie.
Right. Well.
Who says, hey, chemicals, deal with it.
It's interesting. So then people started doing it on their own. 20 hours, still not melted. They started putting it out on social media. Now there's been pushback from the company that makes drumsticks, and they say, much like Biggie said, hey, chemicals, deal with it. We put in something called an emulsifier that causes it not to melt quickly because we want your children to enjoy a summer treat outside.
Without melting all over their hands?
Without it melting all over their hands. See. So they add the emulsifier, and the European Food Information Council has written, the emulsifiers, they'll do that. And they put a little extra in the drumsticks and other ice cream bars.
Is a drumstick one of those snacks that we sell and eat in the United States that they don't sell in Europe because of some of the chemicals? Or
No, they have them in Europe too. They have them there too. And they say it promotes a smoother texture and ensures the ice cream doesn't melt rapidly after serving. And the texture is very smooth. I remember this is probably 20 years ago. I mean, the internet was... the social media certainly was very new or not even in existence. And a woman put a picture online of an ice cream bar she got at Walmart that her daughter had accidentally left out on a picnic table, and it was a day and it had not melted. Yeah. She's like, what's wrong here?
I don't know how that even happens. I can't even conceive of it.
Well, at some of the grocery stores where they sell them at, where they have the marking of what is on the aisle, some of them say novelties. They fall under that category. Am I wrong?
Novelties. I thought novelties were more like
in the frozen food section, they'll have like the novelty section. And that's where your ice cream sandwiches are,
is that what
and your cones and stuff like that.
Popsicles.
Yeah.
You think that? Well, popsicles for sure.
Yeah. I think that falls under that novelty category, and where the next thing would be the ice cream.
But don't you think that since there is ice cream theoretically in the drumstick, it would melt like regular ice cream? I guess not.
I guess there's not emulsifiers in the regular ice cream.
Have we done this with the Nutty Buddy?
No, this drumstick, this just took off. Somebody did it. But so you're saying that if I buy a gallon of ice cream, I think you're right. If I put it out on a hot day,
it'll melt.
It'll be milk.
Yeah.
It'll be milk.
But then this thing it's not technically ice cream, so they have to call it like a novelty.
I guess that's right. Well, anyway, the folks that make it say, tough tit. This is what we want. This is how it is, and it doesn't melt. And I think to myself, if you're letting whoever have ice cream, how bad it is for you. So it's got an emulsifier in it. It's like that when they discovered wood pulp on the shredded cheese. Dave Aiken
keeps it from sticking together.
That's right. Dave Aiken said that's why I shred my own cheese.
Yeah.
He buys a block.
Dave started on ice cream.
He gets the block.
He
shreds the block. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There was a woman who went viral the other day because she washed her shredded cheese because it has wood pulp or something else. Every one of them has a different thing.
One of the binders.
Some sort of bind. Well, it keeps it dry so it won't clump together. And so she washed it, and then a pasty looking water came off of it because all that powder washed off. Dave says that's why I shred my own. And he looked at us like we were crazy when we didn't.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
well, I've
just
said this for a while now. The I shred my own. They think they're elite. They
Yes.
they hold themselves to a higher
do.
level.
Yeah.
He does. That's true.
We don't just open up a bag and throw out on the plate.
No, right. That's right. And don't get him started on ice cream because he'll say milk fat's worst thing you can put in your body.
Yeah, but then he'll wax rhapsodic about Breyers.
And he likes the Breyers and he likes that Harris Teeter store brand. You know why? It's nothing but sugar and cream.
Yeah, he'll list the ingredients on one hand.
Yeah, he'll say sugar, cream, milk. That's it. He loves that.
Don't get him started on serving sizes either.
No, God, no! Don't get him started on that. And then one day, he brought in or he showed me a healthy peanut butter, that one that's so natural. He's like, take a look at the ingredients: peanut, salt. That's all it was.
That's right.
And there's no need to list 1,000 different things. Now the emulsifier on this stuff. Good Lord, who knows how many ingredients are in it? Ice Cream Man, you'll know something about this. Tell us about the emulsifier in the product, the drumstick. Go ahead.
Well, ice cream has to be at least 10% butterfat in order to be clarified as ice cream. They put the emulsifier in there to stabilize it, to substitute for the butterfat. I work for a popular ice cream company, rhymes with Hershey, and that's what happened.
I got you.
You're doing good stuff, by the way.
Yeah,
Big fan.
love your product.
Do all your products have the correct butter fat? Does it all melt? It'll melt?
Absolutely. If you look on the package of any kind of Hershey ice cream, it'll say ice cream.
Just says ice cream.
Oh,
If you look at any of the competitors, it says frozen dairy treat or frozen dairy dessert. That's how you know it's not real ice cream.
Well, y'all were on
Looking
that.
right at you, Esley.
That's right. And that's where BB Shea says novelty items. They're
Good
not-
call, BB Shea.
right,
Well, you
that's
know, BB Shea's got grocery
Well, you're
background.
right, man. In the grocery store.
I've been
He knows
in
how
there.
to stock.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ice Cream Man.
What are you doing putting that with the ice cream? Sorry, sir.
That's right.
I don't kill a man. It's emulsified.
I'll tell you something else we've discussed recently, and it's a shame Dave's not here for this. Look at all this stuff: presidential politics,
Insurance.
insurance,
Yes.
Ice cream.
Jaws.
Jaws. Titanic.
Oh my God!
Damn.
Jaws in Spanish?
Gritas barracuda. Y todo el mundo dice, bueno, ¿y qué? Gritas tiburón. Y cunde el pánico y adiós temporada de verano.
We should just call him and play that. He'd probably go running from the beach. He'd know. He'd know what it meant. That's right. And then just last week we were talking about he brushes his teeth so well. He has two different toothbrushes. One is electric and one is just
Is
a
it
regular
morning and
toothbrush.
night?
He's a morning night. The morning one is just a regular toothbrush. The night one is electric. And since he told me that, I switched over. Whatever Dave says, I do. If he tells me to do it, that's what I do.
Which is odd.
Yeah,
right.
he's. Remember, he told me to put the paper towel on the salad.
Yeah, you go right with them.
I do that. That's right. Right after that happened, someone emailed me and said, "This is a dentist talking now, and it's an article written by two dentists. The exact right way to brush your teeth." I mean, I feel like we sort of know this, but they say the first thing you should do is rinse with mouthwash in the morning. First thing, do the rinse first, then brush your teeth.
With alcohol or without? Because that's kind of a big divide, too.
I say with alcohol. They like, the one they listed was Listerine Zero.
That means no alcohol.
Okay, then Listerine Zero and the Natural Dentist Healthy Gums Rinse, which is another, I guess, a smaller brand. Nonetheless, these are two dentists from New York, and they recommend in the morning when you wake up, immediately rinse out with that Listerine product, Listerine Zero. So what happens there is it rids your mouth of all the bacteria that have come in overnight, because overnight's when it attacks most. So you rinse out, then you brush, and you're good to go. Secondly, you must floss at night first thing before you go to bed. You floss first, then you rinse, then you brush. So flossing first. Most people think they should floss last, but he says, both these dentists say, flossing after your brush is better than not at all, but flossing first gets all that stuff out, and then you brush it away.
Well, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, and they recommend using Burst Charcoal Expanding Floss. I've never heard of that.
Heard of it.
Burst Charcoal Expanding Floss.
Is that, remember that, didn't they have a charcoal toothpaste that was black?
That's what I
a few
use.
years back?
Yeah.
Did you use that?
Yeah, I use that now.
Still?
Yeah, it's fluoride free. Yeah.
You like it?
I love it.
Fluoride free.
Fluoride free. Yeah, fluoride's not good for you, bro.
You're one of those.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Blocks your pineal gland. Yeah.
Blocks your pineal gland.
Yep.
Well, if we can't take advice from this man.
Are you sure that isn't a churro? Blocking.
How's your gout? So really, you don't like fluoride?
No.
So
no fluoride.
do you not drink water out of the tap?
No, I don't.
Because of the fluoride? Yeah. There was a woman once who was she would go on radio shows. I've interviewed her a couple of times, and she was absolutely like, immediately when she'd answer the phone, she'd be like, fluoride is the worst thing you can put in your body, and there's way too much fluoride in the. So the charcoal toothpaste does do a good job.
Yeah, it's like extra whitening, fluoride free. Yeah,
and it's good. It's black.
It is black. Yeah.
Is it hard to find it in stores?
No, like I found it at the grocery store, the one I used to work at yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
And does it? If there's no fluoride in it, what is the cleansing agent of the?
See, I don't know about that. It's a good question.
You get any cavities?
No.
All right then.
It's working.
Oh, I might try.
You visit your dentist regularly, BB Shea?
It's been about 15 years.
Okay, well then, no cavities.
Yeah.
No need when you don't have any cavities, right?
Nobody's told me I have any cavities, so
Right.
yeah.
I just Googled pineal gland.
Yeah.
Very hippie. I think we know what he's worried about it blocking. The pineal gland, also known as the third eye,
Wait a minute. What?
is known to let in light and dark.
Oh, you get your third eye.
That's right, man. Yeah.
Sake.
Oh, your third eye's going.
That's right, bro. Yeah.
It's at the base of your. It's at the top of your. It looks like it's at the base of your brain.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
You got it working now.
That's right. Yeah.
It's going well
I'm
for
no
you.
sheet.
I just heard. Yeah. You're not going to just
No,
brush.
no, absolutely
Big
not.
fluoride's not
No.
going to get to you.
No.
Pineal gland sounds like a fish cover band.
What would Drew Carey say about them?
He might go see him.
Yeah, Drew Carey.
Get half there.
Drew Carey loved fish.
He loves fish
If you
at the
missed
Sphere.
that, oh God, we played that earlier.
I saw fish at the Sphere this weekend. Never saw a fish, never didn't know a fish tune, and they blew my minds off so hard. It was like being edged for 4 days straight. And then right before the face-melting climax at the end on the 4th day, an angel comes down from heaven, Gabriel, and he shoots heroin in your arm. And he says, "Good luck now!" And he leaves. And then you have an orgasm for 15 minutes while your eyeballs fall out of your head.
That's every time BB Shea brushes his teeth. That's what he gets. That's a damn
close as
good.
he can get.
That's the toothpaste.
Yes.
That's the toothpaste I want.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't know which girl you were in love with that told you that. Don't, baby. It'll block your pineal gland.
Yeah. Spend some time in the mountains. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They go to school in the mountains. Yeah.
That trickled down from the mountains.
This will impress you. There's a guy who is.
Oh, no. No, don't drink the acid, man. It's got fluoride in it. It's going to block your pineal gland.
Your pineal gland's free and clear.
Yeah, my eyes are open.
Oh yeah, your third eye.
All of them. Third eye is
Wow, all
open.
three
Every
of your
single
eyes
one
are
of
open,
them.
ready
Yep.
to go. You'll be impressed with this since you're a little bit of a hippie. There's an environmentalist who he's here near the he's in Alabama, 29 years old, and he set the record for hugging literally the most trees in 1 hour. He hugged trees for an hour. He did 1,123 trees in an hour. That's 19 trees per minute, roughly. And he's broken the world record for doing that. That's in 60 minutes. The organization has announced, and he was born in Ghana, and he wanted to share with the United States his love of the tree and all things environmental and how important trees are.
19 trees in a minute.
Yeah, 19 a minute.
That's a beatable rate.
I thought so too.
And that's really not hard.
I thought that was not.
But you've got to have the right setting.
I mean, of course, you got to be in a dense forest,
and
but
you
I mean,
have to give it a full hug.
Yeah.
Can you
Go to the
repeat trees?
next. No.
you got to go a different
All
tree.
separate
Yeah.
So you
trees.
need an entire glen.
That's
Yeah.
right. 1,123 trees
1,000 trees?
Yeah.
in 1 hour, which I thought, I heard the story on the news, 1,123 trees, that's 19 a minute, and I thought, no, it's more than that, and I did the math,
Yeah.
and it is. It's right at 19
Now,
a
does
minute.
the tree have to be a certain size? Like,
It
can
didn't say
it be?
that. It did not say that.
You know, if I were doing this, I would pick a pine tree because they're often thin and there's
Yeah.
no leaves at the bottom.
And
You know,
you
they
can go-
just have it's just trunk.
and just go from
and
tree
they
to tree
can,
to
you know, you can plant them and
Well, you could go
pine
to a
farms.
you could go to a pine forest and just go tree to
Yeah.
tree to tree. Maybe that's how he did it. He was
That's what I would do.
down in Alabama, and it is a world record.
I mean, I'm sort of impressed with his speed, but I'd be more impressed with duration.
Right.
Yeah,
How long was
Holding
that?
on to one tree
for
Yeah.
for that for
how
longer
long?
for 24 hours. Tuskegee National Forest is where he was when he did
Okay.
that. Last two notes on brushing your teeth. Be patient.
Okay.
Be patient with yourself. You know, you ought to be brushing your teeth at least 2 minutes. Now that's something that the electric toothbrush
It's
will
built in, right?
You use an
I
electric?
do. Yeah, electric.
Pretty smart.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you and your hippie ways use the power.
Use my finger.
Powered, man.
Solar power.
Don't use electric, man.
And the last thing the two dentists say.
The brush doesn't move. My head vibrates.
That should be.
Yeah.
The last thing the two dentists say is make sure at the end you get all the gunk off your tongue. Scrape the gunk off your tongue. Morning
Very important.
Yeah, it is. You should brush your tongue for sure. And they say both morning and night do that. Well, good for you, BB Shea. I think it's nice. I think it's nice that you're doing that.
Would you kiss him on the mouth?
I have.
It's wonderful.
That's how they end each podcast.
All right, give me a kiss.
Terrific.
All right, bring it in.
Got one in the books. Let's go.
Yeah, very few people see it.
Get in
They'll
here.
stick around to the end.
It's like being edged for 4 hours.